Horses are some of the most storied creatures on Earth. There are myths and legends about them all over the planet. You got the Trojan horse, you've got Pegasus, you've got unicorns. My goodness, my daughter would go goo goo gaga over them. What we've assembled here for you today are two dark horses. This is the MG ZS, the dark horse for 2019, and this is the Geely Coolray, the dark horse for 2020. Now, both of these guys took the Philippines by storm when they were first launched. The question is, which one should you take home? Which one is the Pegasus? Which one is the unicorn among the sea of choices? And which one is the Trojan horse that belongs in your garage? Let's find out. AutoDeal.com.ph can connect you to get the best quote from multiple dealerships near you. You can request and compare quotes from any dealership in the Philippines. Get the best deal with AutoDeal. Now, these two cars can't be far from each other in terms of design. First up, the MG. When it came out in 2018, everybody, and I do mean everybody, was floored about exactly how good looking this car really was. Granted, it had some similarities with other cars that were already present in the market, but really for its time, it was just really a looker. On the front, you have halogen projector headlamps, a wide mesh grille, and halogen fog lamps. It has 17-inch wheels that are two-tone on 50 series tires. Kind of skinny, but they work. The ground clearance on this guy is 164 millimeters. Moving to the rear, you get a well-kept set of tail lamps and other lights that give the ZS a clean look as it zooms past. Moving on to 2020, we have the Geely Coolray, and man, I have to say we did fall in love with this car when we first took it on a drive. The front clip is very distinct and looks like a refined ride. It makes you wonder if it'll bring back the fun in driving. Hey, if you get all those taglines, you get a gold star. The expanding Cosmos grille is paired with LED everything, which includes the headlamps and the fog lamps, which is a leg up on the ZS. Onto its side, you get a much more futuristic look. You get 18-inch alloy wheels on 55 series tires and 196 millimeters of ground clearance. Overall, much bigger and taller than the ZS. If the ZS was a safer choice design-wise, the Coolray is a more radical, younger, and more aggressive look. If the ZS were a gentleman wanting to have a cup of tea with you, the Coolray is a young'un who likes a double shot of espresso in the morning. Now, I will say this, prim and proper is good, prim and proper is great. But if I were to choose based on looks alone, it would definitely be the Coolray. Going back to our analogy, the ZS is like a stallion, majestic lines and such, but the Geely is like a unicorn. There's something extra in its design that you cannot deny. Both of these cars come with a 1.5-liter engine, but only one of them is turbocharged and down a cylinder. The Coolray is more powerful of the two, pushing out 177 horses and 255 Nm of torque, while the MG gets 114 horses and 150 Nm of torque out of its naturally aspirated engine. Both are front-wheel drive, but their transmission options are quite different. The MG with the traditional 4-speed automatic, while the Coolray gets the more advanced 7-speed wet DCT. Then we're talking about fuel efficiency. Does the turbo make everything better? No, not really, because the ZS got 8 kilometers per liter in traffic, while on the expressway it got 16.7 kilometers per liter as our testing. The Coolray, on the other hand, did 7.2 in the city and 15 kilometers per liter on the highway. So in essence, you'll end up having to feed more grass to the Coolray.
Grass?
Did I say grass? Gas! I meant gas. Horses. Uy, laway.
Ew.
On to practicality, the ZS has 359 liters of space in the rear, while the Coolray gets 330 liters of space. Both go over 1,000 liters when you do fold the seats down, but in terms of space with the seats up, the ZS has a leg up on the Coolray. Now, the space inside the ZS is actually pretty good. It held up back then, it does so until now. What doesn't get us riled up very much is that there are absolutely zero toys back here. No center armrest, no vents, nada, just cup holders on either side. So really, nothing spectacular, but it is comfortable. Here's the thing though, it may not have a lot, but there is that panoramic sunroof. Yes, there is one also inside the Geely, but hey, at this price point, that is not bad at all. In the Coolray, you can't help but say, wow, when you get back here. It's pretty nice. It's comfortable, sure, it's spacious, but I gotta admit, it's got a little less space than the ZS, just a little bit. But it makes up for it because at the very least, it has toys like a center armrest with 2 cup holders and a single charging point found in the center. So that, I guess, makes up for it. Now, like what we said in our review, the ZS is really simple, neat, and really functional. It's timeless to a point, really, because it's already 2020 and it still works out well. You got matte silver here, carbon fiber here, and black all around. The traditional gauge cluster and trip computer down the middle, standard cruise control, a tire pressure monitoring system, a flat bottom steering wheel for extra panache, an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay only rather, and a reverse camera. Oh, and also a panoramic sunroof. Now, while I will refer to the ZS as simple and elegant, the Geely Coolray, I will say, is a little bit more sporty and extravagant, in the sense that it's got so much textures and whatnot and shapes and God knows what up here on the dash. You've also got a red leather dash up here, which is really nice. The seats all wrapped in leather with nice red touches as well. And you also get a flat bottom steering wheel. So really, yeah, sporty and extravagant. Now, don't get me started on the toys of the Coolray. You get a fully digital instrument cluster, paddle shifters, a 10-inch touchscreen infotainment, which sadly does not have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it does have a 360-degree camera, eco and sport modes, automatic park assist, intelligent cruise control, a tire pressure monitoring system, blind spot monitors, and of course, a panoramic sunroof. And let's not forget that both these cars have ISOFIX tethers. Very important. If I may, I'll say that the ZS is simple in the form of a crossover. It's like a Trojan horse that when you open it, you get Arturo Dominici. Classic, timeless, pretty great really, but you fast forward to modern times and the Coolray is like breaking open a Trojan horse and getting Brad Pitt. Now, I don't know about you, but to be honest, I'd rather get Brad Pitt. Wait a minute. No. Wait. No. Cut that. Do not add that. The ZS is light, absolutely light. Light steering and a little bit of a light pull when you stab the accelerator. Yes, it doesn't have a lot of beef under the hood, that much is certain. However, it does accelerate well, even with some people in the back. I will say this though, it's not exciting per se, it's just a bit lax. The suspension has held up over the years. It's a comfortable ride, a bit on the bouncy side, but really nothing overly bouncy. All in all, that's exactly what it is. It's just a comfortable car to be in and a comfortable drive. Now, if you want to have fun and fly over rainbows, then really the Coolray is the car to get. It really lives up to those facts. Because, to be honest with you, the 3-cylinder turbo has definitely more torque. It's got more horsepower. And the 7-speed DCT makes the response that much better. So really, all in all, it's just a peppier, zippier, more fun car to drive. Now, the steering in the Coolray is equally as light as the ZS, but the suspension is much stiffer, so you can throw it around the corners and be a little bit, well, feel a little bit safer is what I'm really trying to get at. NVH inside both cars is actually almost equal, so it's kind of a toss-up really which one is quieter. Either or, however, it's a pleasant ride. Now, if I'm being completely honest, the Coolray is definitely a better car to drive, whereas the ZS, well, it's a better car in terms of fuel economy. So really, you gotta choose between those two. However, I may make it a little bit easier on you because there is also the factor of price. Now, like real horses, cars can get expensive. But like the ZS and the Coolray, you don't have to be a bajillionaire to enjoy a dark horse. Now, if you want a stallion with a good gallop that's familiar and is also more fuel efficient, then go for the MG ZS. It's also more affordable, coming in at 998,000 Philippine pesos. If, however, you want a unicorn with rainbows and sparkles, then it's definitely the Coolray for you. It does come at a price though, because it comes in at 1,198,000 Philippine pesos. That price for this car is actually pretty good, but it's just that it's a pretty big gap to the ZS, which is 200,000 pesos, and that's a pretty big chunk of change. So if you're a guy that has a bit more modest taste, then the ZS is definitely for you. However, simply put, the Coolray is just better. It picks up where the ZS left off price-wise, and if you can pony up for it, it's definitely worth it.